You're listening to Eureka on Monocle Radio, brought to you by the team behind The Entrepreneurs, the show all about inspiring people, innovative companies, and fresh ideas in global business. I'm Tom Edwards. Giovanni Moro is the co-founder of Unimatic, a young Milan-based maker of sporty, minimalist wristwatches that's attracted a loyal following since the brand started in 2015. Giovanni founded the label with Simone Nunziato, both industrial designers and avid collectors, while they were studying at Milan's Polytechnic University. Today, their company is committed to keeping production close to home by manufacturing in Italy, and they credit their success to the role of physical retail in the model. So, how do you get noticed as a young brand in the established watch market? And how can you harness the value of face-to-face retail to stand out in a very competitive industry? Well, here is Giovanni with more on how the journey began.
The idea of Unimatic was already in the mind of Simone, my co-founder, and me when we were studying at the Politecnico di Milano. We were trained as industrial designer. We were very fond of watches, watch design, and we were ourselves small collectors of some inexpensive pieces that we could fetch on eBay or Chrono24 and stuff. When we were comparing the latest catch, we were asking ourselves, what should we have done instead? Why they choose to use this font or this colorway or this particular chamfer on the case? And of course, it was somehow natural for us to think, I would have done it in this way or I would have done it in this other way. So, talking about the product and trying to analyze how these products were made, we come up with some kind of ideal diving watch, and that was, let's say, the seed of the Modello 1 that shortly afterward became an actual product. The name Unimatic was coming from the search for a name that wasn't trademarked yet, that could possibly embody some of the design feature and the mindset that was behind the first product that we did. So we tried to merge the word unique and automatic, and that's how Unimatic come to life. Setting up a watch company in Italy is an unusual choice because, of course, almost anyone think of Swiss and think of maybe Japan. But we decided to keep both the mindset but also the production here in Italy. We had to face a number of challenges. Some of them are still current, such as the procurement for movement and components, because we have no Italian option for this kind of items. So we need to pick from the Seiko catalog when it comes to the, let's say, lower end of our price list, or to the Swiss Sellita and Ita for the most expensive reference. We now run our own small assembly line in the outskirts of Milano. In this small watch factory, we also take care of warehousing and fulfillment. The design approach of Unimatic, I think it has always been oriented to build up a grammar based on what have been done before by many other companies, many other individuals that try to approach a very complete design object as the wristwatch. By this I mean that when trying to design a watch, you need to face a number of constraints that are there that you cannot avoid to try to solve. Unless you want to, and we don't, enter into some kind of decorativism activity, the only way, in my opinion, is to try to perfect what has been done already and try to take elements from this or that model, this or that technology, no matter what, and trying to build something that is, of course, original and is new and at a price point that is fair to the customer. The beginning for selling and marketing the product was very, very unusual and still something that I think I will never forget, because we did 300 pieces. That was basically the minimum quantity achievable to produce an entirely custom design watch piece. We had basically no plan and no idea besides setting up an e-commerce and trying to reach out to a number of stores worldwide, suggesting to have a look and eventually let us know if they might have been interested in carrying this product from some unknown tiny company in Italy. The miracle, in a way, happened when Colette in Paris, that back in the day was, I guess, maybe the best concept store in the world, replied to this cold email we sent out. So I remember I went personally in Paris, and this was after Christmas 2015. The guy that was in charge of watches and accessory buying said, maybe out of pity, okay, let's try, you send me 2 pieces and let's see how it goes. So, of course, I was very, very happy, and we sent out immediately these 2 pieces, and the same day they sold it. Maybe they were thinking I was sending some cousins or some friends to get those, and so the guy said, try to raise the bar and say, okay, this time send me 4, and sold. Send me 8, and sold. So in a way, this was the turning point, the tipping point for the company, because some word of mouth started out of Colette, and the word of mouth involved both the final customer, even if on a very small scale, but also involved other stores that were going to Colette, checking out what was new and what was eventually hot. So we had a very organic and natural growth. Since 1 year we opened a tiny flagship store in Via Meravigli 18 in Milano. This is a very small space that in a way resembles the scale of our operation. But it's a very important step for us because it enables us to connect with the actual customers, and it's like having a window in which we can see what's happening outside, and the people that is outside can see what's happening inside the company. The shop is for us also a platform that we can use for activation. By this I mean that we can host some events that in a way relate to the several collaboration programs that we deploy during the year. This is again another way to try to get closer to the community of friends and collectors that made possible for us to stay on the market and to grow year after year, trying to perfect the process and the product and also ourselves.
That was Giovanni Moro, the co-founder of Unimatic, and you can learn more by heading to unimaticwatches.com. And that's all for this episode of Eureka. We'll be back at the same time next week. Do look out for the main program, The Entrepreneurs, is available every Wednesday. The show is produced by Laura Kramer, with audio editing by Jack Dewars. You can listen again and find out more at monocle.com, or follow us and catch up with the archive via your preferred podcast platform. To contact the team, email Laura on lrk@monocle.com. I'm Tom Edwards. Goodbye, and thanks for listening to Eureka.